Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of Make Use Of's Video Game Hub. My name is Dave LeClaire, gaming editor from MakeUseOf.com, and I am going to take you on a magical journey through the world of video game news. We're going to count down the top 5 stories this week, and we are going to come back every week on the same day. So make sure to subscribe and keep up with the latest news, courtesy of me. All right, let's get this party started with our 5th story of the week. For all of us have been waiting, Telltale has finally broken radio silence on when the next episode of The Wolf Among Us is coming out. It is actually going to hit in the first week of February. Their president and co-founder took to Reddit to break the news, and it made the day of many people who pre-purchased the entire season. After all, they hadn't really said anything. They've been announcing new games, but nothing on the existing games, so it's good to see that it's finally coming. Personally, I pre-bought the season, so I am extremely excited to get episode 2, as I'm sure many of you are, and the wait is almost over. Moving right along to the 4th story of the week, Major League Baseball has announced that it is getting into video game production directly, as it is actually going to bring out its own baseball game instead of outsourcing it to another third-party developer. This is kind of a strange move, as typically we see like EA make a game for the NHL or whatever. So in this case, they're going to actually bring back the RBI baseball franchise, which you may remember from all the way back in the NES days. Now it's going to be a modern game, meaning it's going to be coming to next-gen and current-gen consoles, so PS4, Xbox One, PS3, Xbox 360, as well as tablets. So hopefully they can actually get the baseball game right. Baseball's always been kind of a sport that's been hit or miss for most sports fans, so we'll see. If anybody's going to get it right, you would think it's the people who make the actual baseball, but who knows? Time will tell, but hopefully it's good. We're expecting to see it in spring of this year, so hopefully they've been working on this game for a while and they're not announcing it now and planning on cranking out a game in 6 months, because there's no way that's going to be good. And now it is time to move into our 3rd story of the week. Valve has actually just wrapped up its big developers conference, and one of the most interesting things that came out of it was the fact that a Steam machine with the Steam controller will be able to support up to 16 devices connected at a single time. Now, as somebody who's a pretty big fan of classic games, I know that same console multiplayer is extremely valuable and it's a ton of fun. Now this brings that to a whole nother level with online multiplayer level of player counts, but all in your house. Now of course you have to be able to fit 16 people in your living room, and you're going to need a couple of TVs. You're not going to play 16 player split screen on one screen, but even still, being able to have that many people all playing together and talking smack to each other in the same room and just going crazy, I don't know, I think that sounds really awesome, and I think that most gamers will. So hopefully that actually comes to fruition and we see some games that make use of all those controllers, but definitely sounds promising. Jumping into our 2nd story this week, masochists around the world are jumping for joy as there is a new trailer for Dark Souls 2, and it focuses on the bad guys that are going to be killing you, because everyone knows Dark Souls is a game that's all about dying. You can actually see the trailer right here next to me, but you don't want to see me anymore. You want to see the trailer. So let's just go ahead, make that full screen, and enjoy.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic.
Seeing that doesn't get you excited to play Dark Souls 2, then You should probably check to see if you still have a pulse. And without further delay, it is time to move into the #1 story of the week, and that story is obvious. EA has done the impossible. Yes, that's right. SimCity will now be playable offline, which is something that they said could not be done with the very foundation of the game when it first came out, but alas, it's coming. In Update 10, EA has announced that it will be coming to the game. Now, we don't know too much about it other than that you'll be able to save your games locally and play offline. EA did not give a ton of information other than to say that more information will be coming soon. But what we do know is that all the gamers who have complained about being forced to play online will now be able to play offline. Will that save SimCity? That remains to be seen. At this point, the game may just be too far gone. Too many people hate the small city sizes. But what it does open up is the ability for modders to come in and then create larger city sizes potentially, as EA says it will not be messing with the sanctity of their online game. So, if that actually happens and we get big city sizes, which is what gamers have always wanted from SimCity in the first place, along with the ability to play offline, who knows? SimCity might just be 2013's 2014 Game of the Year. We'll see. And with that, we would like to thank you all for joining us for the first episode of Make Use of Video Game Hub. Once again, I have been Dave LeClaire, bringing you through this magical journey of news. I will be bringing you through this same journey next Friday, so make sure to subscribe by clicking the button right there, so that way you never miss an episode of Video Game Hub, as well as all the other amazing video game content we put out here at Make Use of. And we will see you next week.